guys, how you doing? Today I'm just going to be doing my July wrap-up. I know it's a little bit late, but I had to refilm it for some reason. So I had a really good reading month, and as you can see in a minute, I just read the heck out of a lot of books thanks to the booktubeathon and whatever this new I want to read phase thing is. So I'm just going to go through. I actually got through 13 books this month. Some of them I had to return to the library, so I'll try and put a picture of the cover up in this area. Okay, so the first book that I read, well, basically finished it in July, is Prodigy by Marie Lu. I gave it 4 stars and 3 pens. It was really well written, and I am just loving the Legend series so far. I didn't like it as much as I liked Legend, of course, but I still enjoyed it a lot. Now, the second book I already have a review for. You can find it probably linked somewhere below or on my channel. I also have a blog review for it, and that is Across the Universe. And I gave Across the Universe 4 stars and 3 pens. I enjoyed it. Now, the third book that I read is an ebook on my e-reader, and it's called Because of You by Sam Mariano. I have a review for it on my blog if you're interested. I thought it was okay. It was kind of a blast from the past read, and I gave that one 3 stars and 2 pens. If you're curious about the low pen rating, go ahead and check out the review for it on my blog. Okay, so now we're getting into booktubeathon territory, and of course, as you probably know, so I'm not going to go through each one, I read the entire Percy Jackson series and loved it. I'll probably go into more detail at a later date on how I felt about the Percy Jackson series and go through each one individually, but as a whole, I would give the entire series a 5 out of 5. I thought it was really good, and as far as pens goes, it kind of ranges from book to book, because I thought that the first book deserved kind of a 2 pen rating, but then as I read, it got better and better, and I gave them 3 pen rating because the writing improved over time to the point where I couldn't even tell, like, at all. So Percy Jackson, I love it. I can't wait to read the Olympians, which starts with the Lost Hero, I think. I think I will be reading that at some point soon, because I was having the time of my life. And also for booktubeathon, I read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. As you know from my booktubeathon wrap-up, I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I did. I gave it 4 stars and 3 pens. That's my very common rating, but I really had a good time, and I really loved the movie, so I really enjoyed that challenge in the booktubeathon. That was probably my favorite challenge. I probably will be looking up more books like this soon, and that's cool because it gets me out of my comfort zone area of reading. Like, I'm so used to reading YA dystopian or YA contemporary, and this is neither of those. So maybe something new is being born. Also in booktubeathon, I read a comic and a manga. The comic was the Saga Volume 2. I really enjoyed that one. I gave it 4 stars and 4 pens. It was just so amazing. I also read Ranma Half for a different challenge in the booktubeathon, and this was a really good read. It wasn't quite as fast as Saga, but I really enjoyed it. I haven't read manga in quite some time, so this was really good to get me back into that mind frame. I gave Ranma half 4 stars and 3 pens, and I have all of them, not all of them, but a lot of them on my shelf right over there. So I will definitely be continuing reading that series. Can't wait. So that wraps up everything I read for the beginning of July and Booktubeathon. So that's about 11 books, right? That's enough, right? Yeah, that's enough. But wait, there's more. I don't know what happened. I just wanted to read more and have my list be bigger. So the very last day of July, and this is why my wrap up is so late, I sat and read all day because I needed to. So the book that I read, and this is kind of a strange coincidence because I know Christina Marie kind of did the same thing, and that was unplanned completely. But whatever. I read The Unbound by Victoria Schwab. Guys, if you haven't read this yet, you need to. I thought that it was kind of going to be like just an overhyped series because, you know, Jesse the Reader, all the popular guys are like, yeah, read it, read it, read it. And I tend to not necessarily like or be thrilled by books that are hyped. But this one, I don't know what it is. I just really, really enjoyed it. I gave this one 5 stars and 3 pens. It's thebomb.com. I'm allowed to say that, right? Thebomb.com. Well, it is. So I'm planning on having a detailed The Unbound and the archived series review. Look forward to that. And the very last book that I read in July is a comic book, so that's exciting. I read Aquaman, Volume 1, The Trench. I don't want to talk about comics too much, but I just wanted to share with you that I am a DC girl at heart. Even though their cinematic universe is kind of a mess right now, I still really enjoy the DC universe. Even, don't hang me, but even I like the New 52. So, and the funny thing is, as much as I like it, I don't really know that much about it. I'm kind of a poser, so I am doing everything I can to kind of get my hands on these kinds of, like, the first volumes. Like, I've read Batman, Court of Owls. I had the second one, or was it The Night of Owls? Whatever. I read the first one and I had the second one, but I didn't get to read it because of Booktubeathon, so I had to go back to the library, and now it's on hold again. But I'm like 10 on the list, so I have to wait for that one to come back. But yeah, I'm just trying to learn a little bit more about my favorite superheroes, and this was a really good one. I don't know much about Aquaman, I'm not gonna lie, and a lot of people really don't, and I think that's kind of touched upon in this one. So I had a really good time reading it. I mean, it wasn't like thebomb.com, but it was really interesting, especially if you don't know anything about Aquaman. So I gave this comic, I gave it 4 stars and 3 pens. It was well written. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on the next copy, and who knows, I might become a huge Aquaman fan. Does he have a lot of fans? I don't know. So that's it for my July wrap-up. I hope that was entertaining in some kind of way for you. 13 books. My goodness, that never happens for me. I'm usually reading maybe 4 books. Maybe 4 books. So I'm super excited about that, but don't expect that for August. I've got way too much going on. And as a side note, I am going to an anime convention very, very soon. I was wondering, comment below so that I can touch base with you. I was wondering, would you be interested in seeing any of my experiences from that? I'm not used to carrying around a camera with me to events like that because I'm just so busy having fun that I don't even think about turning on the camera. But if I knew somebody was interested in seeing that, I would definitely take the time to turn on my camera. So let me know if you are interested at all in seeing any of my experiences at the anime convention. Just tell me below. That aside, yes, August, very busy, so don't expect me to read 13 books. That's just not the norm for me. Like I said previously, I'm not going to have an August TBR because I honestly don't know what I'm going to be reading in August. So just keep an eye out for my reviews, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!